Hello, welcome back to Pizza Bender's Academy playthrough of Quest for Glory 1. I am Gonff. And today we are going to be continuing. We're starting to get to the point where we can develop the plot of this game almost. But what I want to do today, for just a little while, because we're at a point where a lot of the stuff that you need to do, especially the thief, is at night. What I'd like to do is train some and see if I can't make myself a little better prepared for what's coming, because frankly I'm a little bit concerned about my stats right now. They're pretty pathetic, mostly, except for picklocks, and that is useful but not useful, not the center of the rest of the plot. So I'm going to go and actually have a combat. We've been running through the Goblin headquarters here for a long time. I think I can do this. There we go. Can I do that? Goblin steps out of the bush. Alright. So what we've got here is, I'm going to take a moment and explain. What we've got here is our main controls are the up arrow key to attack and the down arrow key to dodge. If you're playing as someone with a parry skill, you also get to do that, and I believe that's both left and right. But I don't have parry, so I'm just stabbing and dodging, basically.
If you have parry, one is to block with your shield and the other is to block with your sword.
Anyway, as we can see here, that we've got the enemy health points, so the goal is to get that down to 0. We got heroes health points and stamina points, and if stamina points run down in this game, you die when you're fighting. Otherwise, if your stamina runs down, you start hitting your health, but if you're fighting, you actually die instantly. And if your health points run out, you also die. So basically, we got to keep an eye on both of those and be prepared to run away if necessary. But this is a goblin. Theoretically, I should be able to handle it. So we'll see. Right, I'm going to fight. And I'm basically just stabbing a lot, which is a strategy that works okay, as you can see.
You did it!
Wow, you threw that dead goblin a long way. So we can go over here and we can search the body. You find 5 silvers concealed in a pouch. You take the silvers. And if we look at our stats here, we see our weapon use has gone up a whopping 1 point. Strength's gone up, vitality's gone up. Vitality goes up when you get hit. And I don't think I'd survive another battle. That's being a thief. First battle is fun. That bush will not be there on future visits to the goblin training grounds. It's only there the first time.
Well, the first time that you get into combat there.
It's now midday, so I've still got a good bit of time before night. So what I'm going to do now is do some training in my key stats, if you will, which are, of course, climbing. And I'm just going to climb up and down the tree here. And this is what sucks, because you have to climb down separate. Can I just do climb? No. So that's a bit of a pain to train here in this particular game. But I can train in throwing. And I'm actually going to go to the archery range and show you how it's used, because this might as well be sort of educational. This is the point in the game where you really need to do some stat grinding, because you need to be able to handle stuff. So we will throw our daggers. Turn the speed up a bit. And we'll do this until I run out of daggers, because I don't remember how many I have. And it's easier this way. I have 9 daggers, okay. I can remember that. Probably.
Will it let you throw your last dagger? Or do you have to hold on to one so you have a weapon?
Yeah.
No, it'll let you throw the last one. You can get into a lot of trouble, because if you go into battle without a dagger, you die instantly. It doesn't even let you run away. So our throwing's gone up a bit, which is good. Our agility and luck have gone up a bit. I don't quite know why. Maybe it's because we climbed the tree once. Alright, I'll throw my dagger and not get him again. I think you get all the daggers back.
Unless your throwing is really bad, in which case you may not hit the target.
So we go back here. Throwing's gone up a whopping 1 point, but strength's gone up too, so that's sort of okay. We're just going to keep this up. Because why not?
If you had more daggers, the grinding would actually go faster because you'd get longer stints of throwing.
True, but
You'd
I
have to do
can't
less of this
afford.
running back and forth, I think.
I mean, I could throw rocks instead. Since throwing rocks does train your stat just as much. You still have to get them periodically.
But you can do it all standing in one place.
If we look at my inventory before I pick them up here, notice what's missing. This, you need to keep track of how many daggers you have when you're throwing them in combat. Because otherwise, let's get some rocks. I am such a weakling. So I'm not actually probably going to show the entire process of grinding and grinding and grinding. All I'll probably do is when we run out of time for this video, I'll use up the rest of the game day and come back and do some more playing for you guys when it's night and there's some interesting stuff to do. But I figure grinding is an important part of this game. I don't want to completely gloss over it. That looked like a bullseye to me. Okay, I'm exhausted. Everything I do hurts, so I'm gonna take some rest. It's a 10-minute thing. I'm really glad that they decided to make resting a little bit more efficient in the later games, because, or even the remake of this one.
In number 2, you can even rest if you're at full stamina, so.
And you can rest until nightfall, which is also really useful. Yeah, number 2 is actually my favorite in the series, I think.
It's a little more linear, but
It is. This one is pretty... There's a lot of stuff that you kind of have to figure out. And there's stuff that you have no way of knowing because you do stuff and it triggers other stuff, but it's not always obvious. We'll see that with some of the things after you've completed the first big quest. It triggers something in a completely different part of the game that you have to know to go and find, so that you can go on to the next quest. And that's something that is probably kind of frustrating for people who have to figure it out, but I'm not one of those, so because I don't remember when my family figured it out. I was probably like 3. So I'm out of rocks here, and I'm also out of time, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to do some more grinding on my own, and I come back, there'll be something more exciting to watch. I'm going to take through the next bit of nighttime questing, and so I'll see you then.